Good evening everybody, Dave the Maverick Beekeeper. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my prison cell. As you can see, I'm back to work, unfortunately, but it's a necessary evil to fund my endeavours later on down the line. Also, I'm hoping you had a good Christmas and a happy Hogmanay or New Year wherever you are in the UK, and you're in good spirits and in good health. So this is a quick video, really. I'm just going to go through a couple of things, a couple of updates first. As you can see from our last posted video, I went to look at the new apiary site, the MURAN apiary site, and unfortunately there was an outbreak of avian flu. Right next to where the proposed apiary site is, there's a bunch of chickens, big run, loads of them. So the landowner Bob phoned me up and explained that because of this, that we couldn't get onto the apiary site to have a look to look at it in depth anyway. So what we attempted to do, and you noticed from the video, we put a drone up. And that was the wrong move because it was high winds reaching 25 knots. So it wasn't that successful in that sort of sense, but we did get to look at some of the areas, but not the area I really wanted to look at. But these things happen, so we just have to let that one go. So hopefully you enjoyed that. At the time it was a bit frustrating making it, but you know, we did achieve something out of it. So that's that bit. So the second one is, I have been saying in previous videos that we will get to Mark Schooler in Montrose to look at his apiary site and speak to him. Again, this didn't happen for various reasons. Firstly, being December and really close to Christmas, it wasn't a good idea. So we didn't get to do that. But he did phone me and I've spoken to him since then, and we're going to reschedule it for the early part of March when I finish work and I go back to the UK. And as promised before, I will get a video out talking to him, and if the weather's good and we can get into the hives, the bees are flying, we'll get into there and I'll film that just to let you know what's happening as far as that's concerned. So hey, no plan survives contact, let's face it. So the next bit I'll go on to is books. Now I've picked up about 4 books over the last month or so, which have been really good reads. And the first one, and some of you will be familiar with this, is a book called Honeybee Democracy by Tom Seeley. It can be a bit of a heavy read because it's based on all his scientific work that he's conducted as far as the collective mentality of a swarm. We all know about swarms, we know why they happen, but we don't really know exactly what goes on within the swarm itself and how decisions are made as far as pinpointing resources, new homes, or new nest sites, what's suitable and what is not, and how this decision has come to collectively. And it's fascinating. So if you like a scientific read, in-depth read, it's a book for you. I enjoyed it, although it could be heavy at times. It's available on Amazon like most books are nowadays, so you can get it in hardback copy. You can also download it onto things like Kindle, but we all like books. They're very tactile, so you know, we like them on our shelves in a collection. So the next one is called At the Hive Entrance, and this book is produced by a German chap, and it's been translated to English, a guy called H. Storch, if I've pronounced it properly. This guy, I really have to take my hat off to. He has spent copious hours sat observing the goings and comings of the colony, and from that he's gleaned a lot of information, and I've heard this online as well, that and I've watched videos where a lot of information can be gleaned from the activities outside the hive. This book is a little bit of a less of a heavy read. Again, it's available on Amazon. It's not that expensive. It won't take you long to read, but it's a good aid memoir, if you like, that you can refer to. Now, he puts scenarios down and what he thinks is happening within the hive, and how certain actions have certain individual bees reflects what's happening. I can't imagine how much time he's spent collating this information, and it is a good read, and you can refer to it. It's quite an old book as well, but it's still relevant. Bees do what they do. So that's that one. That's at the hive entrance. The other one is it's really interesting. I've seen on YouTube as well, good old YouTube, about checkerboarding. Now, I wasn't familiar with this term until it came up, and I was watching Lawrence Edwards' site, Black Mountain Honey, and he mentioned it, and he showed on his video the publication. So that intrigued me. So there are benefits from checkerboarding, as they say. I'm not familiar with it on a practical side, but if anybody has done checkerboarding on their own hives, please put in the comments below what your findings were and what you believe it achieved. You know, for me, I'm not swung yet until one, I've read it, and secondly, practically I've done it. But there are benefits to it, and I'm not going to go into it, but just check it out on YouTube and have a look yourself. Yeah, I look forward to any comments. Anybody who has done that, it'll be good for me. And the next book, which I'm looking at the moment, is one called The Nicotte Queen Rearing. Now, for the purist amongst you, what this does is it actually cuts out the need for grafting, where all the work's taken out, actually collecting larvae at the correct stage of development to bring on to develop into queens. It is quite interesting. Again, I'm not so sure, but certainly people have done it and they've been successful. How good quality queens they are, I don't know. Again, it's one of those things that maybe later on down the line I might consider experimenting myself, because queen rearing is one of the things that I am considering later on down the line once we are established. So interesting stuff. So we'll see about that. So that's the publications I'm looking at. It's a good read. It fills in the hours when you're not doing anything, and it's very informative. So that's the books I've got at the moment. So anybody who's read these or anybody who's practiced any of this stuff, I'm always up for listening how you got on. Again, put it in the comments below. So going on to the actual subscription levels, I thank everybody who's subscribed so far. We've not started doing anything on a practical basis yet, and so therefore it can be a little bit slow for some folk, but bear with us. I promise you we'll get some good videos out with us doing all the stuff from the beginning. So it remains me to say is thanks again for anybody who's subscribed, and feel free, if you're interested in what we're doing, just subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost anything, and just see us continue with our journey. So it leaves me to say that thanks again for looking at our channel, and I'm hoping that you stay safe and happy beekeeping. The season's nearly here and it's nearly time to get on with it. So thanks folks. Cheerio.